Sao Paulo is one of the sunniest cities on Earth, but the air quality is bad and the divide between rich and poor is enormous. The city carries the highest density of events and is the economic motor of South America, yet it also holds the world record for traffic jams and congestion. Sao Paulo is a city of extremes. Caused by increasing wealth and changing housing needs, the urban area of the city continues to expand. The result is a gray metropolis where 6 million inhabitants live in informal conditions, far from centers where jobs are offered. In order to transform the image of this metropolis and to accommodate further economic growth, Sao Paulo must invest in infrastructure. One of these investments concerns the construction of the northern part of Rodoanel. This ring road is planned in the area between the informal city of Cabuzo da Cima and the UNESCO Biosphere Reserve, Serra de Cantareira. Inserting Rodoanel here sees the landscape recklessly sliced in many places and therefore denying people its access from the city. However, through clever design of the area, the zone around Rodoanel could develop into the green leisure spaces that the gray city so badly needs. By developing the flanks of Serra de Cantareira, Sao Paulo could lay claim to the world's largest urban forest. The upcoming Brazilian middle class, with its increasing demand for recreational spaces, will welcome this development, as spending free time in the flanks of the urban forest is a good alternative to fleeing for the coast. Being the biggest destination for leisure in Brazil, Sao Paulo already has a tradition of leisure based on well-developed health facilities, business, events, fashion, gastronomy, and the metropolitan experience. If we start recognizing the natural qualities of the Atlantic forest, then Sao Paulo can develop into the complete Brazilian experience. Thus the question is, how can the flanks of the Serra de Cantareira be animated? In order to aim for a more vital connection between the city and the forest, three forces must encounter one another here in the same territory: environmental protection, economic growth, and social development. These three pillars of sustainability should be supported by a form of design that is context-sensitive and able to adapt to sudden changes. The aim is to develop an area whose ongoing narrative relates to opportunities. This involves identifying new value chains that naturally generate spatial qualities. The starting point for this innovative approach to spatial design aims to create alliances by identifying actors with shared interests and cross-linking common goals through various levels of scale. All possible actors in the metropolitan region, city district, and city neighborhood are simultaneously considered. Any individual, association, or enterprise can participate, provided there is a willingness to co-invest with knowledge, time, energy, charisma, or money. Departing from an alliance based on leisure, this approach leads to a map of opportunities, which is worked out in 5 sub-themes. The Expo Theme Park Strategy examines how Sao Paulo's World Fair area of 2020 can be redeveloped as a theme park. The theme of business and leisure responds to the increasing demand to experiment with sustainable business and green energy supply. The Adventure Park considers families, groups and individuals in order to offer them a lively experience in the Brazilian jungle. Going hand in hand with the investments by Sao Paulo for the upcoming World Football Championship and Olympic Games, the sports cluster makes financial sense and brings benefits to both. The health park is based on the already solid and sustainable partnership between health and leisure and the growing medical tourism industry in Sao Paulo. The slopes of Serra de Cantareira are situated next to the international airport. Within the newly created narrative of the region and the resulting future opportunities, a process of challenges and seductions create Ruring. On the highest level, Serra de Cantareira should be connected to the city through infrastructure for cars, subway, bus, tram, and cable car. On the level of Cabuzo da Cima, the spatial interventions are related to agriculture, recycling, water purification, healthcare, and adventure facilities. Along Avenida Cezefredo, agriculture flourishes, small market halls offer fresh local products to inhabitants, tourists, and local restaurants who serve typical Paulista dishes. An ecoduct and the world's first agriduct tackle Rodoanel as a spatial barrier. The intersection of Fernão Dias with Rodoanel is one of the most accessible places on the northern bypass of São Paulo, which is typically occupied by logistical functions such as recycling activities. A landscape for collecting and purifying rainwater reduces the environmental impact of recycling activities and the amount of hard road surface. In the existing open spaces in the urban forest north of Guarulhos, hospitals, research centers, and meeting facilities are located. Patients experience a speedy rehabilitation due to a beautiful 5-star accommodation with a stunning panorama on São Paulo. Health facilities in a jungle setting would be a unique selling point. The adventure cluster south of the Rodoanel focuses on education and family entertainment. A zoo and a botanical garden archive local species and are situated close to the cable car station. Here, you can learn all there is to know about the world's largest urban forest. North of the Rodoanel are the adventure estates. These large estates are home to camping, canopying, the practice of survival techniques, extreme sports, canoeing, and offer sublime scenery from unique accommodation. The former Furnas site offers the best options for connecting social, economic, and ecological structures in a new urban center. It can be the city's first center that is able to physically combine urban qualities with robust green features. Here, people will enjoy Cabuçu da Cima 24/7. Aside from the increased employment opportunities and investments in sustainable ecological development, the question is, how can the people from Cabuçu da Cima directly benefit from developing the zone around Rodoanel? Entrepreneurial residents will start a tourist information office, a bicycle rental and accommodation services. Tea gardens and hotels appear. Open spaces in the urban fabric will provide opportunities for new activities, such as an outdoor cinema. The successful ventures will transform the built environment, including private rooftops and the public domain. Ultimately, a range of new products will appear: honey of Cabuçu, organic vegetables of the Cantareira, prepared in local restaurants and served on the world's longest table d'hôte. At the highest point of the Cantareira slopes, there will be an 80-meter-high column of continuously running water, informing residents and visitors about the ecological value of Serra de Cantareira as the true icon of the city. The water column acts as a landmark and shows the area's importance for providing half of the city's drinking water demand. In the end, every icon needs an address, even the largest urban forest in the world.